Fantasy football is my religion.
Smile!
Because I love Brad.
But they are who we thought they were, and we let them off the hook.
All I see are lies and collusion. This whole season is nuts.
Giddy on up, giddy on out.
One-on-one, I'm undefeated, never lost.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Fantasy Gravy, the official podcast Kappa Sigma Alumni Football Leagues, with Stu over here, and of course another co-host for the season, the Bundy. So yeah, y'all get to look at her all year. That's awesome. Congratulations. Y'all get to see that with your eyes. So Stu, how you doing tonight?
I am doing fantastic because we've got a big show for you. After that big show I showed you last week with that 179 points, how'd you enjoy that? Was that nice? Was it pretty?
It was not nice. I did not enjoy it.
I made it just for you. It was wonderful. All right, guys. So on the show today, we've got a full episode. We're back full time. Got the full thing. Everyone's favorite section, League Juggernaut. Ambulance report, which is not everyone's favorite part. League consensus power rankings. The bracket preview. Oh, that is not the bracket preview. We don't do that right now. Collusion corner, Wab Lotto, which is pretty crazy. Laura Bell Bundy's big board of bets. We've got quite a few of those. And then Brad and Stu's biased matchup predictions, and they are biased, very.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go ahead and move to League Juggernauts and Fantasy Juggernauts this week.
Don't you know who I am? I'm the Juggernaut, bitch!
Who's at number one, Brad?
That would be my that Stu, who did that against me, and it was very painful to watch the Walrus. But that really didn't bother me that much. It was Deebo Samuel that bothered me out of nowhere, dropping that 30 burger on me, just kind of like sealed my fate there. So apparently, when you start the season with a quarter Saquon Barkley, it doesn't end well with you, especially when you face the highest scoring team of the week. So, but coming in number two, Sam, 158 points with Tyreek Hill going off for him. And then Vince, number three, with 156 points. And then
Kyler Murray.
Yeah, Kyler Murray go off for
him.
him.
Was nuts. That one huge play where he dodged like 13 linemen and then like still made a pass, like that was outrageous.
Then last but not least, the rookie, newbie, Chase.
Who saw this coming? No one. This is literal proof of I would rather be lucky than good, because if anyone looks at his draft, there's no possible way he wins week one. Tom Brady is amazing. Hence, he helped me he helped me score 179 points, and basically made Chase's week. So miserable mentions. We're going to go ahead and bring those up. Brad, do you want to talk about those guys?
Oh yeah, there was only 4 people that scored 150 points. I was one of them. I did not get a win. And then Mo had enough to be a juggernaut. He had 134, but he lost. So that sucks for you too, Mo. I mean, you're just kind of sitting there going, what the hell? But we're as John L. Smith would say, smile. So we're going to smile through it, and we're going to look forward to next week.
I mean, it means your team's like can go off like that. So you can't be upset. Like it means you guys have got some of the top teams in the league. We will talk about those other guys that are not the top teams in the league here shortly. So Brad, we're going to go ahead and move over to everyone's least favorite section of the show, the ambulance reports.
It is Sam Bradford's favorite section, though.
It is.
He loves it. This is the only reason he tunes in.
So, I don't know that this applied to anybody. I think CoPro dropped him before the season started, but Ryan Fitzpatrick, right hip subluxation, like he hurt his hip, which helps you walk and run and move.
He's done. He might be able to come back, but more likely out for the season. But this does affect, Terry McLaurin, and it does affect Antonio Gibson to a point too, because if they're zoning on him more, stacking the box more on Antonio Gibson, that could hurt his production. Ryan Fitzpatrick really gave them both a lot of value this season, and Antonio Gibson, I still think is going to have a great season. But I think you really have to temper expectations for Scary Terry now.
I think the backup quarterback would have been all right if he would have gotten the amount of work that Ryan Fitzpatrick got. All the training camp, everything like that.
Played a little bit last year though, and he just using his backup.
It's true.
And then
number 2, we've got Raheem Mostert. He's got that cartilage injury in his knee. He's only supposed to be out I think 8 weeks or 9 weeks, but that was if he just went ahead and tried to heal it and work through it. But he went ahead and had surgery. I'm pretty sure he is just done for the season. Sherman takes over, or a committee with Mitchell and Hasty. Jeff Wilson comes back after week 6 as well, so that backfield is about to be muddy. But
hopefully not. Go Elijah.
Yeah.
We'll
get to that in a minute, Brad.
Look good.
But they've supported 2 to 3 backs before. I mean, it's a crazy run heavy offense. So not too crazy, but clearly one guy's hurt and won't be back for 6 weeks. Even if it is all 3 of them getting some type of work, I still think it's pretty valuable for that offense. So that's our out for the season. Severely injured. Number 3 is Jerry Jeudy, right high ankle sprain, out 6 to 8 weeks.
That sucks. You saw what happened to Michael Thomas with his high ankle sprain last year.
I did.
You suffered that and that stuff. That sucked.
It was awful. It was awful, terrible.
High on Tim Patrick. He's going to get more uptick in targets. KJ Hamler too. KJ Hamler's running with the ones in practice yesterday. But Cortland Sutton's the main one whose stock goes way, way up. So if you have Cortland Sutton, hey, you're happy. But take a stab at Tim Patrick, KJ Hamler. One of them's going to work out. So, or it could be just whack-a-mole with either one of them. But Cortland Sutton's the one you want. Probably Noah Fant probably sees an uptick in targets too. So, but yeah, that stinks for him. And then some mild injuries. Dak Ertz, hamstring strain week to week. That's good for Dallas Goedert.
Nobody has on their team.
Yeah,
nobody's going to pick up Dak Ertz. Yeah, that one stinks.
Nobody cares.
No,
Michael Gallup, people do care.
That one does. That one sucks.
He's out 36 weeks. If you have CeeDee Lamb or Amari Cooper or even Blake Jarwin riding him or the other tight end of Dallas, they're going to get an uptick.
Brad, did you know that people that like to make sharp turns really like to use their calves? I hear that's helpful.
Yes, and it stinks because Michael Gallup's a beast. That man's a good wide receiver, and he's gonna be a free agent, I think, next year. And some team's gonna have him up, and he's gonna be really valuable for somebody.
I agree. I think this stinks. I think the other 2 guys are gonna get way crazy, get some really nice uptick in their receptions. Dak seems on fire. Their defensive, they had that injury on the defensive side today, and I think that's going to cause them to be behind a lot and have to try to catch up. So, yeah, these 2 guys are going to be great. I think even when Gallup gets back, I'm not sure that he's going to be 100%, and I think these 2 are just going to kind of run away with it. So, luckily, that seems to be the injury report, and those are the major kind of injuries there. I know we probably left off a couple, but those are the big ones. Luckily, it's only week 2, so we don't have any buys yet. So, Brad, let's go ahead and go to the Dynasty team updates.
Okay, so last week our predictions, we went 4-0 because we're amazing.
I agree.
And this week our predictions are we got Brad against Dixon. So me and you, Dixon. We got me beating you.
Brad.
All right.
Brad. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a hard
Stu and Adam. Sorry, Adam.
Me.
Stu's going to beat you.
Yeah, me.
Even with Trey Lance. Sorry, Adam, ain't gonna happen. Rod versus Matt. Matt, you're gonna get your first win this season. You're gonna right the ship. And then Dylan versus Lubbock, we think it's the dynasty game of the week. It looks like it's gonna be super close. Could go either way, but we're leaning toward Dylan.
Yeah,
So,
I agree. I think these two teams are what Lubbock and Dylan have done for these two teams have really stepped up what these two teams, especially what they got from these two teams originally when they took them over. I think they're wonderful. And so let's go ahead and move on to very biased Dynasty Power rankings.
Who's number 8?
No shock here. It's Rodney and his entire team of Broncos players.
Okay, so Denver Broncos are at number 8.
Yep.
Number 7, we have Dixon.
Dixon, he's struggling. I mean, we do only have 8 teams, so when there's 3 really good teams at the top, all the rest of them are kind of middle of the pack. And at 7 is not the worst in this league, and you can very easily make it into playoffs.
It can change very easily next week. Like, it's just very first week of the season. We have to put some people somewhere.
Yep.
Number 6, though, a little bit surprised. We got Matt.
Yeah.
I think he'll stay there long.
Yeah, he had a rough week. His team is still got good pieces. I don't know that Matt likes his dynasty team right now because he's made it to the finals 3 years in a row and can't seem to win it. So it may just be some of that.
It's different this year, though. He has Devontae Adams and Aaron Jones this year. He didn't have them last year.
This is true. So I think they just had a really rough game. I think this week definitely.
Packers hurt them.
The Packers hurt him a lot, and I think that'll right this week. Aaron Rodgers is going to have a much better game.
Yeah.
The Lions are probably going to suffer because of it, and so I think Matt definitely rises in these rankings next week. Really,
and Matt faces Rod this week, so Matt, I think you're right in the shit there, bub. And then Adam, we got you at 5. You're right there next to your brother. We'll see how things work out with your team there, and then we got Dylan at 5, talking about rebuilds. I'm sorry, we got Dylan at 4. Sorry, Adam's at 5. Dylan, we have you at 4. Top 4. So if you're top 6, you make the playoffs. So I mean, you can't be upset if you're top 6.
It's not a rough league as of right now, and we'll talk about that a little bit. Lubbock, you're at 3.
Yep. And so Lubbock, DeAndre Swift looks good for the start of the season.
For sure.
Looks like he will not get murder charges. There was that kind of rumor flying around. That was crazy. That was kind of nuts.
He looked really.
But now we have Stu. We have you at 2. So we have you at number 2. Great team. It's like you have Christian McCaffrey or something.
Yeah. It's like I got that guy, and he didn't score a touchdown, and still was the number 1 running back on the week. Let's just ignore that. Don't pay attention to that little fact. That's stupid and unfair, and I don't know who else can do that. Brad, you're number 1. You're undefeated. Woo. This is. I mean, you just traded away, and we'll talk about traded some pieces away, and I still think you're probably going to be in the top 4, even with that. So, you did some crazy, nutsy, crazy things this week, and we will get to those in a moment.
Yeah. Okay.
But so we've got some different parts to talk about, and we'll get to that in Collusion Corner. Some other big league decisions when it comes to Dynasty and some other crazy things that have gone on and happened. So, but first, let's move to League Consensus Power Rankings.
Okay.
All right.
Y'all voted. This is y'all's opinion.
It is.
This isn't bias. This is complete league bias. It's not just me and Stu's bias. We're in this together.
We are.
In this terrible bias pool of rankings.
So who do we have at number 12, Brad?
We have Lubbock. I was really surprised that Lubbock came in at 12. Lubbock, I didn't vote for you at 12. I didn't even vote for you at 11, but there you are, sir. I think you just had a really bad week for your team, and we'll see what happens going forward, but the league says you suck. I don't think that's true.
You guys, you and Dylan had a really rough matchup. You had really low scores compared to just about everybody else in the league. Didn't break that 100 mark, and so it just it's rough. I mean, we all have pretty good teams, as we can all clearly see. Years ago, if we broke 100 points, we all used to be like, "Oh man, our team's a juggernaut. Let's go crazy." So, you know, I think you and Dylan might be a little more volatile, where you guys have huge weeks and not so great weeks, and so it'll be kind of wait and see. Bye weeks may just make you where you guys really shine in the middle of the season. But that, as of right now, I kind of see where that comes from a little bit. Your matchup this week kind of leads me to believe this might not be wrong as of yet. So at number 11, we've got Dylan. Again, had one of the lower scores in the league. Don't really know what everybody has. I think a lot of people go off what the score said this last week and is playing a little bit into bias of some of that. So I think you still have a good team. I think Lubbock has a good team too. So we'll see how this actually works out for everybody. At number 10, who do we got, Brad?
Matt. And Matt, when your number one pick you expect to score 30 points for you, has a very, very subpar game, and Green Bay just gets smacked up. Nobody saw that coming. But I think you'll have a much better week this week against Detroit. I think they'll get Aaron Jones right. I mean, the rest of your team just does okay, and then the guy you need to score 30 or 20 something has a dud. It's gonna hurt. But as Aaron Jones goes, your team will go. As a guy who's had Aaron Jones for the last few years, and I really wanted him this year. Yeah, it's awesome to be on that side when he goes off. So
well, and then you also
got
had
better days ahead for Matt.
The Fitzpatrick injury also hurt Gibson this week. He only got like 10 points.
Yeah.
I have him in the Megala Bowl league, so I felt that one as well, Matt. So yeah, it between just both of those perfect storms, your running backs just didn't help you out. Your wide receivers tried to carry your team, and it just didn't work out very well. I think there's some definite upside this week, and we'll probably mention that a little bit when we talk to matchup predictions. So then we've got Dixon. You struggled a little bit this week, and Chase shined, so it just kind of left you in the dust. There's I think I know I debated on your team of where it actually belonged. And a win really helps you move up in the rankings, and a loss really makes it hard to put you up higher. I think you're there for now. If you get a couple wins in a row, I think that'll change pretty quickly, and you'll go up the rankings. Who do we got
then
next?
We have so at 7 we have CoPro.
Right then in the middle.
Sorry, 8 we have CoPro.
Oh, okay.
So 8 we have CoPro.
Right outside the middle.
Yeah, sorry, bub. So we got you there. Zeke Elliott didn't really produce a lot in that game against the Buccaneers. But if you actually watch game film, Zeke Elliott was like a big part of that game. That man did so much pass blocking and picking up so many blitzes.
No, they trust him for sure. He's out on the field.
Oh yeah, I mean, like they basically were like, but that's how every team has to attack Tampa Bay is through the air. And if your running back can pass block and stop those blitzes, you're going to have success, which they did. So kind of crazy what happened, but yeah, I mean, it'll be fine. Zeke will have better days ahead. I don't think he's going to be the Zeke workhorse he was in years past, but I still think he's number one running back worthy, like as your number one running back.
For sure. I would have if I was in your spot there, I would have taken him right where you got him.
Gets the goal on carry still. So
at 7 we do have Mo. Yeah, dude, you had a great week. You had a juggernaut score. I think your team's going to be all right. Just happened to play one of the top scoring teams of the week. So, sucks. Brad's been there. Brad understands all too well. So, I think your team will be just fine throughout the year. Depth may be a little issue, but we'll see how that goes. Who do we have at 5?
Well, we had
At
6.
six.
We
At
had
six.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, 6.
6. We have Adam. So the guru himself coming in at 6. Yeah, I mean, you got to win.
Yeah.
Did Adam win this week?
Your running back went down, which didn't help. That's not helpful to
Oh,
anybody.
yeah, Raheem Mostert, that stinks. You having Trey Sermon helps. I really thought you were going to put 100 in for Mitchell. We'll get to that. But no, I mean, but you have David Montgomery, and you also have Alvin Kamara. So it was your third running back that got hurt. So it's survivable. And plus, you have Trey Sermon, who could possibly be the backup anyways, and take that job over. So you're fine. It's a good running back deal. I really wanted Montgomery to follow me in the third, and he didn't because I knew you would take him, which rightfully so. The guy's a great piece. He's the center of that offense. And at 5, the rookie, we have Chase.
Chase, your team lives and dies with the Tampa Bay game. If they have a bad game, or if a defense figures out how to stop Tom Brady, which I don't know who has yet, Mike Evans didn't have a good game, but Gronk did. The Tampa Bay defense did all right, but Patrick Mahomes for 40 points. I mean, you're not going to get that every week, but you're going to get something similar. So you took him at 1 for a reason. I don't know how Leonard Fournette will work out for you. I mean, it seems like he's involved for sure, but I don't know if that's game script or how that's going to work out. So, your team lives and dies with him.
They live and die with Mahomes having a great game and all Tampa Bay having a great game. So we'll see. It's a long season, but you had a great first week there, Chase, and work that waiver wire, man. Work the waiver wire.
Spend some money.
You can patch things up that way.
I mean, I wouldn't spend like Brad does, but spend some money. It's worth it.
Don't spend frivolously like me. Number 4, our supreme leader.
He had a
new
wonderful
coffee mug man himself.
He is the leader of his division, and as another person that's leading their division, I know how nice that feels. It's only 1 week, so I'm not sure how long that's gonna last for either one of us. But for right now, this week 1 feels amazing.
Hey, it's one step closer to this.
It's true. I am one step removed from winning the other one that should not be named. So
that's true too, but you just don't think about that. I'm already a step toward that. So
let's not go there. Well, and we actually
that's a little thing in the dark corner of the house you just don't look at. Like, I mean, you've watched a scary movie, it's bedtime, all of a sudden you hear a noise in the house, you don't go check on it. It's the trophy that shall not be named.
And as you guys can guess, Brad is actually at number 3. He had a really good game this week. Saquon is rough, but he did attempt to fix some of that leaking hole in his lineup. So his team's good. He can score points. He didn't even. You've got a couple of guys Saquon didn't even go off. So the fact that you scored that many points, it's not like I think Dak's going to do that a lot this year, and so I think your team will be all right. I don't know if you're going to get that ring again this year, or you get to hold on to that trophy or not, but that you worked that waiver wire, so I mean you ain't got much money to do it, so you gotta go ahead and start putting in those $0 bids. You're going to be waking up at 2 o'clock a lot this season to make sure and grab those free guys.
Besides Saquon, my team is literally made up of all those mid-round running backs. I just hope one pans out for an RB2. So far, Damian Harris looks pretty good.
He does. I agree. I was worried about him. I was like, please, Bill Belichick, please stop using him. That would be fantastic.
He
And
could
for
have had
some
another
reason,
touchdown, but apparently he had a bad fumble.
yes, he did, and I was
Ramondre
like,
Stevenson also had a fumble, so
I was very thankful for the fumble, not for just the negative points, but I was like, I know how Bill Belichick treats running backs that can't hold on to the ball, and he did exactly what I hoped, and he put him right on the bench and did not let him come back out. So I feel like that'll change. I mean, he does that in game more than he does. He doesn't hold the grudge typically. He was great until that point. He was fantastic.
Chance to win.
Yeah, it's the win.
Yeah.
If it's gonna affect that. Who we got next?
Top three. Hey, with a loss. Okay. Thought y'all would hold a personal vendetta against me for winning that and make me last place. I'm sure that'll come next week. So number 2, Vince, Big City himself, does not care about my feelings this week, per the group me.
Zero shits. That man has been after some Brad. He's like, well, I want to see if I can hurt Brad's feelings this morning. It'll make my day better.
I really felt like I was in New York City, like trying to get to the subway, and just like he was just a person just mad at me because I was like standing too close, and he gave me that good cold New York City welcome. He was just.
Hey Brad, I hope you fucking feel bad because you lost. Ha 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 ha. Like, damn. Woo!
So, Vince, you have a great team. Obviously, you have Christian McCaffrey. So
yeah, that guy.
He didn't even score a touchdown this week and still went off. That's how good he is.
Yep.
And you don't have to worry about. And more than likely, most of the time, it's going to be him scoring a touchdown for the Panthers. Because who else is getting the touchdown? Sam Darnold?
I mean,
no.
I'm hoping some DJ Moore. That'd be really fantastic if that could happen a couple of times. That would be great.
Oh, there's going to be CMC trick passes to DJ Moore. That's how it's going to work.
That covers both leagues, Dynasty and redraft.
There you go.
I'm about that. Yeah, let's just get Sam Darnold out of there. It's fine.
So Vince, you're number 3. Great team. He's number 2. Number 1.
He's number 2.
I'm sorry, number 2. Sorry, I'm number 3. You're number 2. I'm sorry. You're top on bottom, Vince. I'm sorry about that. Stu, you're number 1, sir. Congratulations. Everyone voted you number 1. 179 points will do that. Deebo Samuel, Walrus.
Yeah.
Did I mention Deebo Samuel? And then Tom Brady went off.
I hear you have a personal grudge against Deebo Samuels now. I think you sent him a fruit basket of knives and said, "I'll see you later." I'm pretty sure there was something about that. Yeah.
There might be some assassination attempt in San Francisco. I don't know. I don't hold grudges, but if I did see that man in public, I would kick him in the shin and run away.
The bad part is that man can catch you real quick and in a hurry.
No, that's why I go for the shin.
To the shin.
I need to make sure
You're hoping to duck into an alleyway real quick. Okay, got it.
Oh, I'd have the getaway car 6 feet away.
Yeah.
Like, I would need to be that close.
That's the only way you're getting away. Yeah. Anything farther than that man is catching you. Yeah, that man is going to get you. Brad literally put on our consensus notes here that Lovick didn't get 12, really Stu did. And then for the number 1 spot, he said anyone but Stu got number 1, basically. So
y'all
for some reason, if you think he's just salty in the group me, no, he's putting it everywhere. He is not happy about it.
Y'all, as a consensus, the league, y'all failed me in this and put him number 1 and helping that ego grow and fuel his Deebo Samuel, and.
Well, I mean, if I didn't win week 1 after giving you guys all second place trophies, I just look like a jackass. So I mean, I had to show off week 1, right?
Yeah, I don't know. After that, you finding that win, I'm just gonna start calling you Finding Deebo. That's your nickname.
Oh, that might have to be a team name.
Finding Deebo.
Finding Deebo. Yeah, that is great.
So those are the rankings. Congrats on being number 1 the first weeks too. And then so we'll see if you get to stay there. We'll get in the matchup predictions later on. Collusion Corner. our league upsets, crazy trades, craziness that we do. Trades in the Bundy League. We've only had one. And it didn't mean anything. I traded Cole Beasley. I'm sorry, I traded Hollywood Brown to Mo for Cole Beasley and Ramondre Stevenson. I'm pretty sure Mo has Cole Beasley back, and I don't have Ramondre Stevenson.
Yeah.
So,
I believe you dropped both of those players. Mo got his guy back and still got the wide receiver he wanted. So,
well, and mainly, I just need to see how Ramondre is going to be used week 1, which was like nil. So I didn't mind dropping him. So
also you got the rare Mo trade, so that's a chip on your shoulder.
Yeah, that was nice. That was nice. Plus I just trying to clear. I also had to clear space because I had CeeDee Lamb on that COVID IR spot, and he's coming back, so I had to get rid of 2 players. But then somehow Mo sent me 2, so it made it even harder. So, and then Dynasty trades, that's all we only have for the Bundy League. Dynasty trades, I trade James Robinson to Adam for a 2023 first-round pick.
Crazy.
I trade Trey Lance to Adam for a 2022 first-round pick.
Crazy.
And I trade CEH Dixon for a 2022 first-round pick.
Not as crazy. I mean, even the Trey Lance.
Get rid of some bench.
I mean, Trey Lance, I see it. CEH, I see it. James Robinson, Adam, please stop drinking. Damn, man,
well. That was before week 1, definitely, and he wants to win it, and he's hoping to be James Robinson of old, but instead, Urban Meyer, who's great in college, is terrible in the pros, and he had Carlos Hyde rush the ball more than James Robinson.
He likes old decrepit. He really likes old decrepit.
Yes, but don't worry because I'm pretty sure Urban Meyer won't be in Jacksonville much longer. I see a Bobby Petrino thing happening. Did you see the press conference where they asked Urban Meyer, "Hey, are you gonna go for the USC job?" And he's like, "No, my heart and everything's in it for Jacksonville." And the body language was just like. His body itself was trying to leave the press conference and board a flight to
talk
California.
to USC for sure. Like right then, it was like ready to get on the phone.
We all know what happened is USC called up Urban and said, "Hey." Urban's like, "Yeah," and then they fired him. They fired their coach. Like he's gonna come he's gonna pull Bob Petrino. Jackson's gonna be so bad, and then he's gonna jet.
Jet hot. Speaking of bad.
Yeah.
So we have some, since this is the section kind of we talk about crazy things, league upsets. The Dynasty has decided that 8 is just a little too easy. There are 3 teams. I don't know who they could be talking about, but apparently there are 3 teams that are just too freaking good, and it is unfair that they have such good teams. And so we're going to do a Dynasty expansion.
You want Dynasty Championship?
I have. It's fantastic.
Me too.
Yeah. Matt has tried 3 times. He has yet to succeed past you and I, but he has got there every single year. So, yeah. So we're going to do a Dynasty expansion. We're going to go from 8 to 10 teams, which I actually like 10-team leagues.
Yeah.
It's in Dynasty. It's kind of crazier. It's going to make the waiver wire thinner, which I mean, right now it's kind of our teams are crazy. I would agree. So we'll be NHL style expansion draft. So what we're gonna do, each team is gonna get a certain number of keeper picks, and so I think it's either 6 or 8 is what the discussions we'll have to have. Talks
we'll have to vote
on all that jazz. But pick the guys you like. Then each one of the new teams gets to go through the remaining unprotected players and have a draft between just the 2 of them. And is it 18 players? Is that what we decided? Or is it something to be decided on how many rounds they get?
We're looking at 14 rounds, something like that. We'll vote on that too. And then they'll also, so whoever has the first pick in the expansion draft will have the number 2 pick in the rookie draft. And then whoever's number 2 in the expansion draft gets the number 1 pick in the rookie draft. So they'll get that too. So I do know, I realize that some of the guys are like they're wanting a few teams maybe pick clean. Maybe that's why I went ahead and did a couple trades I did, because those are players I wasn't going to protect anyway. So I might as well get something for them. So But if you guys go look at my bench now, it's full of nothing but rookies that really have yet to produce yet. And if teams are trying to win now, y'all might want to take a look at your own benches now because it's not going to be just my team getting picked anymore. So y'all, and they're going to have the top 2 picks in the rookie draft. So I'm just saying, be careful what you wish for because you may not be making the playoffs next year.
I mean, that part I would assume is not changing. We're only taking 6 teams. If there's 10, that means 4 whole teams aren't making it to the final one. So I think we may even be voting on a losers bracket in the Dynasty League. So that has not been a thing in the past, but why not add it?
Yeah, top. I mean, the 2 expansion teams that can be coming in, they can be really good really quick. So we'll see what happens. So I'm excited. I think it's gonna be fun. I think it's gonna be a blast.
For sure.
So
for sure,
there's gonna be guys I'm gonna lose that I don't want to lose. It's gonna be so much fun. It's gonna be fun. It's going to make the rookie draft, it's going to make the whole Dynasty offseason just stupendous. I'm excited for it. I think it was a great idea, guys. It's against my best interest. I know it's against Stu's best interest, but, I think it's great for the league, and I think it just makes it more fun. So I'm all for it. I'm down. Rod didn't know about it. We all had the votes, and we forgot to tell Rod, and he found out in the group meeting.
He's like, what expansion?
Expansion draft.
Expansion,
and I was like,
what?
oh, yeah.
Yeah, Rod, we didn't talk to you about this at all. Yeah, we're doing this thing, and you're going to get to come along with us. Have a great day.
Yeah. Let's get to the WAB Lotto.
Let's do it. So we got big spenders. I'll go ahead and just go through those. Brad, you can go through the next section because this first section is all you, basically. So Brad went for Elijah Mitchell, a.k.a. second coming of Barry Sanders. I don't believe that, but that's what Brad put. He spent 55 WAB. The next closest person bet 31. So Brad just decided to burn 22 WAB, or 24 WAB, for the Shiggles.
I thought Adam was going to go all in. And I'm not going to lie, I was like, I want a good number where I can maybe win them. But I was trying to think of a number. I was like at 49. And then we watched the Fantasy Footballer, so I decided to go 55. I was like, I'll just do that. And then I didn't expect to win, but I did.
Well, and then the unknowable happened, and Brad then got the second highest one and won Mark Ingram. Speaking of old busted, for 23 fab dollars, and the next closest, only other bid, as a matter of fact, was $8.
But he looked good.
He did look good. David Johnson is clearly the third option, so it might be him, and you may have just gotten the guy, but you spent a total of 78 WAB.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to make sure I came away with a running back, and I was like, well, I'll go high on Ingram to make sure I get him because I want somebody who's going to have the goal line carries at least. And he had the goal line carries, and plus the new Texans head coach was, shocker, former coach for Baltimore Ravens, and they went and signed Mark Ingram. So, he's the guy. He's not – what he's going to lose the job to a younger David Johnson or a 3'6" Philip Lindsay. So, I'm pretty sure it's going to be – it's his job. I think Philip Lindsay's going to be a pain in the side, but barring injury, it's going to be Ingram's going to get most of the snaps. So, I need running back depth. Like I said, Saquon Barkley's still coming back. So,
yeah, agree.
I kind of put myself in the corner the way I drafted. So, kind of did it to myself.
You did. You do like to be in that position. You like to be kind of feel like you got pressure on yourself, and you have added extra pressure way early. Normally, you like to get a couple of wins before you do this to yourself, but you went ahead and started at the very beginning of the season.
Get out of the way.
Next up, we've got Sam. going Christian Kirk for $16. No one else bid for him. I like the pick. I don't mind the way Kyler Murray's playing. I like it. Hopkins is still, of course, number one.
Rondell Moore.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Up.
It's interesting to see who's next. So
Rondell Moore.
Christian Kirk hasn't had. He's been there for a while, and really hasn't shown out. So maybe this is his breakout, but it'll be interesting. So next we've got CoPro with Tim Patrick. I actually was the other person that bid for him, and I bid like $3 or $4. And so
good ad, CoPro. Good ad. I like Tim Patrick.
Yeah, I did too. I was interested, but CoPro really seems like he needed a wide receiver, and not a bad one, especially with Jerry Jeudy going down. So looks like he may be the wide receiver 2 to own there. And then we've got our budget spenders. What do we got, Brad?
The budget spenders, Vince, Juan Johnson, tight end for the Saints. Good pickup. Adam Trotman easily outsnapped him, easily out routes ran. But when he was in the game, Jameis Winston threw to him. And if there's anybody in the NFL you could who says what's on their heart and is being completely honest, it's Jameis Winston. And when asked about it, he was like, I told him before the game, when you're in there, it's coming toward you because we've been doing lots of routes together in practice and working on each other's chemistry and doing extra throwing sessions to each other. So he just, at the end of the day, the quarterback's the one deciding who he's throwing the darn ball to. And if he has a fixation on Juwan Johnson like Derek Carr does with the Walrus, it's a great pickup. Then Adam with the Browns defense at $7. They play Houston, I think, this coming week. I'll be honest, I probably would have went with Green Bay against Detroit, but Texas is just going to run the ball.
Yeah.
And Tyrod, there may not be that much of a turnover chance for Cleveland in that game.
I don't know. They were pretty good. They shut down CEH. I mean, I think they are a good defense in general.
CEH last year, so
they didn't. I mean, if you look at the Chiefs game before that first half was not a great half for the Chiefs, and a lot of that has to do with the Browns' defense. Now, do I think that this is necessarily the defense that's going to be the number one defense of the year? Probably not, but it's not a bad pickup. It's one of the. I would agree. I probably would have gone Green Bay just because I think that again that team is looking to tear apart the Lions this week. So, but
GoPro had Terrace Marshall at $7. I was the other guy. I had a $0 bid on. I was just trying to get Terrace back. He's still third in the pecking order, and they're in Carolina. I know they're like he had more targets than Robbie Anderson. I was like, it's week 1. Robbie Anderson just signed a multi-contract deal. They wouldn't give him all that money to not use him, so it's okay. I think Terrace Marshall's still going to be a great fantasy asset this year, but you may have to let him ride your bench GoPro for a bit before he starts producing. So he may be a cut candidate for you, but I mean, you only spent $7. Saints defense.
I like that. That was my pick if I didn't go. I mean, I have the Broncos already, which is a great defense this week. But the Saints, I watched that game last week, and their defense shut down the Titans. And
the reason why I went the Steelers defense early in the draft because I was like, I just don't want to worry about streaming defenses this year.
Yeah.
I knew I was going to have trouble at running back, so I can't afford that. Cheapskates. Mo Cowboys defense at 5.
Don't understand that one.
We'll see how that one pans out. Vince Cardinals defense at 2. Stu Cordarrelle Patterson at $1 for Atlanta. You just want the pain of Falcons running back who's not going to pan out. Boy, the Falcons look horrendous.
Mm-hmm.
On
Sunday.
I agree.
Mike Davis looked not great whatsoever. And I mean, it was $1. I didn't really spend a whole lot.
I don't blame you. But when I saw him, I was like, man, who's that guy? And I was like, that's Cordell Patterson's like, man, he looks like he got bigger. Looked more like Steven Jackson out there running.
Yeah, I was a fan.
And Stu, you want to go over the free bin? Some good deals in the free
there were
bin.
quite a few. By the way, Vince, I really like the Cardinals. This week is probably not the week, but it is. It was a good pickup. In general, that was my other defense I was kind of looking at. So free bin, we've got Jeffrey Wilson for Brad. We've got Sterling Shepard, which I dropped last week, and he had like a 22-point week. So I felt great about that. I was up this morning at 2, so I really could have grabbed him, I guess, if I wanted him that bad. But I think
that's what time I grabbed him.
You did. I watched. No, I hadn't gone to sleep yet. Yeah, I was working on classes and stuff, and so I literally watched you grab him off the waiver wire. And then so Mo went with Slayton for Darius Slayton for the other side of the ball for the Giants there. Matt with Zach Pascal.
Okay.
I actually like that one quite a bit. I didn't want to necessarily hold him, but I was definitely going to watch him. Dylan with Gerald Everett. I love that. That was a great free pick, great tight end. If you were looking for one, I think he's with how this is.
And he can shout anymore.
Yeah, well, he's out. He's not sharing the ball with like two other really good tight ends. So I think that's a great one.
Yeah.
And then we've got Sam with Hasty, which
you want a piece of that 49ers backfield, baby.
Yeah. Yes. Speaking of pain, and then Dixon. I drafted this guy, Jalen Rager. I think he had a great week this last week too. I think he may be definitely one of their options. He's the wide receiver 1 for that team, right? I mean, can you tell me who else is?
It's going to be Devontae Smith.
Okay, it's one of those two. So I mean, I think they don't have too many. Dallas Goedert is the other receiving option for that team. So I mean,
he'll get work. I mean,
he's going
to get targeted.
He's a good flex guy when you need a bye week or something. So
wait, time out. Stu, that's not going to work out. It can't work out because their quarterback's Jalen Hurts and Adam. That status in the offseason. Versus I picked up the Dynasty last year, but so anti-Jalen Hurts. And I was like, he was really good at Alabama and Oklahoma. Are you sure? He looked terrible. It was his first rookie year. No, he's terrible. Well, I think Jalen Hurts is going to be pretty dang good this season, guys. And Sam picked a good late quarterback to target.
I watched that game, and it was he was really good for the game. I mean, for what he has and the players he has, it was really good. What did we get just now?
Cardinals beat the Mets.
Cool. Yeah, I've been keeping up with that. They've been pretty
We
on
got
fire.
some alert.
Yeah, we did. So, guys, that is it. Brad, you have very, very little WAB remaining. What are our
No one's
totals
got
left?
WAB with me.
Let's go ahead and see what we got here.
Okay. Yeah. There, Matt, Jason, Chase, Dylan, 100, Stu, 97, Bo, 95, Lovick, 94, Adam, 93, Vince, 88, Sam, 84, Copra, 81. I got 22.
Yeah, you do.
There we go. There's your rundown.
Woo!
Laura Bell Bunny's big board of bets because I know we're running out of time, Stu, so we'll try to rush through this for you.
Giddy on up and giddy on out.
Yeah. Well,
2020, you have to be paid out.
Yeah, all three of the ones that Brad and Adam did just haven't been paid out. Brad gets 2, Matt gets 1. It looks like, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, here's some 10 high, Adam. So that cancels one out.
So this year's I actually was unable to find in time. So I'll mention those next week. I'll bring all those up. We may have a new one here in a second. I'm going to see if Brad is willing to take the bite here. So let's go ahead and move to Brad and Stu's biased matchup predictions. Super biased.
Okay, first up, we went 3-3 last week, so we're batting 500.
Well, that's not great, but it's not the worst.
Yeah, so it's not too worthy, so that's okay. Brad versus Mo. We got me winning. So last week we went against me and I lost. So hopefully, if we go for me, I win.
There we go. Hey,
We'll see. We'll see,
you're
man.
honest about your options.
We're both hurting. I got the Saquon thing, got the Terry McLaurin thing. Looks like we're both thinking about not starting them Thursday nights. That might be good ideas. Just sit up Thursday night altogether. Stu versus Chase. Chase, welcome to the league. We're going to have Stu's going to dominate you. Lovick versus Shep. This was a tough one. But Matt. So, y'all are office mates.
This was one where
bet or something.
We both you're both struggling a little bit right now. I think Matt's gonna win this one, but it's gonna be definitely a closer match than what either one of you are gonna enjoy. You're probably gonna be very upset. Either
Vince versus Dixon. Florida man loses to Big City. We're going Big City in this one. And then Dylan versus CoPro. Looks like we're going CoPro.
No, actually, you went Dylan and I went CoPro.
That's right, I did. I went Dylan. We're split decision.
Well, and that's where the water bet is going to come in. Brad, I'm going to take CoPro. Are you going to take Dylan?
Yeah, I'll do it.
All right, we're going to put that one on the board. There's our first podcast water bet of the year. So I think that's our game of the week for me for sure. Just because I think it's going to be, I think CoPro can probably pull it off. Dylan's going to have a better game, especially than last week. But I think CoPro's going to pull it off. So
and then we got Adam versus Sam, and Adam, there's two things that Sam has that you don't, and that's Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce. We're going Sam.
I agree. This is another one that I think the two teams are pretty good. It was supposed to be the game of the week, but I think after we kind of looked it over, yeah, I like Dylan and CoPro game of the week much better than Sam and Adam. So, all right, fellas, I think that is it for today. That is it's going to conclude our first full podcast of the year, and it looks like I think Brad and I have got this figured out a little bit and should provide an entire season worth of episodes for you guys. So hope you enjoy. Hit that like button in the bottom of your screen there. Leave a comment. Say Stu's amazing. Brad. Let's see if Vince can write some more terrible New York compliments to Brad. You guys enjoy. It was enjoy being number one so far. Hope to keep that up, but hope you guys have high scores, low injuries, and we'll see you guys next week.
Yeah, looking forward to your great value Yelp reviews, guys. See you later.